Football Manager is a sports simulation game where you can create your own character, manage whichever team you want, trying to lead them to glory. Whether it's by spending hundreds of millions or simply by just being that good of a manager, the end goal for the most part remains the same: success and fun in doing so. It's made by Sports Interactive, the creators of like 20 other installments in the Football Manager franchise, by far the most popular developer of sports management games to have ever existed. If you're a football fan that is driven wild and fascinated by the wonderful world of tactics, having in-depth control of pretty much every aspect of your club, then oh boy, Football Manager 26 is not for you. That's right, it's not for you. Football Manager is primarily a spreadsheet based game with most of the hundreds of hours coming in menus and other screens such as that. And the franchise itself is one I've personally racked thousands of hours in from FM 2019. So imagine my giddiness when, after the disaster that was the rug pulling of FM 25, after Sports Interactive delayed and delayed that game only to cancel it anyways, that the next installment would change the game, being hailed as the beginning of a new era. Having by far the longest development cycle of any Football Manager game in history, jumping to use the Unity engine and having both in possession and out of possession tactics? Sounds really great, doesn't it? Well, even the head of Sports Interactive claims that Football Manager 26 is a diamond that needs polishing, whilst also shining some light on the fact that not everyone is going to like the changes they've made. But surely, after so long, FM26 is going to be a breath of fresh air, right? It's at least going to have some snap and some polish to it, right? Let's check something real quick. Yep, the diamond is a fake. Not only that, it's one of those fakes that's very clearly plastic and has a tiny little random logo engraved into the side. And the so-called harsh reality of not everyone liking it is that nobody likes it. They're just completely starved of a new football management game, so they're trying to make flavourless slop taste like £10,000 cuisine.
Okay, this is great.
The menus are hideous to look at, and the transitions between each one lacks any instant snap. Game-breaking bugs are prevalent, and we're not talking about people wearing tracksuits whilst playing on the football pitch, or stadiums being visually empty and huge fixtures, but we're talking about when you click certain buttons at certain points, such as viewing the goal that won a goal of the month. Your game will instantly be stuck in a never-ending loading loop that the only way out of is to task manage your game and reboot. And guess what? You can't even save when this bug occurs. And in my single player save, variations of this exact bug have happened on 4 separate occasions, before and after all the patches to this fake ass diamond of a game. When Miles said that some people are going to struggle with the UI, I had no idea that he meant the UI literally wasn't complete and isn't at all user friendly or responsive in the slightest. But here we are. Football Manager 26 to me is a trust-breaking game release from Sports Interactive, and I can only relate it to if a group of people swept up all the slop and fluff from an entire warehouse that manufactures goods, shoved it in a brightly coloured package, and giggled evilly like the snake oil salesmen that they are as they wiped their tears with $100 bills from being at one point the 7th most negatively reviewed game on Steam of all time. I hate this game, and have not even got into the main reason why yet. When games release in the modern age, you anticipate some bugs. That's just how it is now. What you don't expect, however, is that during the entire early access cycle of the game, the multiplayer is just not going to work. Constantly freezing at random points in matches, straight up removing features for connecting players, and being insanely inconsistent with what you can and can't do. But after numerous hotfixes, the release day of the game came around. And imagine the jackass-styled comically huge smack to the face when I found out that the only change from the beta version of the game to the release build was removing that tiny fucking logo that said "This is a beta" in the corner of the game. No multiplayer fixes, not even a single bug fix to change from beta to full release. Absolutely absurd and shameful in every way. I acknowledge that the game is playable in single player, but my main issue stems from the fact that even now, weeks out from first getting access to the game, the multiplayer is still completely broken and unplayable, with game crashes and matches freezing happening more often than not. I play on PC, but from what I've heard, the console versions of this game are far, far, far worse, which in my opinion doesn't sound like a bloody diamond that needs polishing. It sounds like a steaming pile of shit wearing a blingy suit and sunglasses. Terrible. Did I mention the paid £7.50 in-game editor DLC that insta-crashes your game if you try and use it? I mean, this is just beyond a joke at this point. Honestly, the game has plenty of positives, and it definitely has more negatives, but as Sports Interactive don't care about their communities enough to sink time into making their online modes actually function. I don't care enough about their game to give a fair and balanced take on things right now. I apologise if there's not a lot of in-game footage for this one. I feel betrayed, and I actively want to avoid this game for the time being. If you're looking for a football management game, I simply can't recommend this one. My advice is to wait until longer in the development cycle, or just skip it entirely and see if the next installment is any good. Personally, Football Manager 26 is a 3 out of 10.